Welcome back to the Shut the Hell Up and Sell podcast. I am your host, the author of Shut the Hell Up and Sell, Ronell Richards. I am so happy that you guys have chosen to join us this week and sit with me and listen or watch, however you're consuming this, as I sit down with another rock star leader in business and sales, and we talk shop. I hope that you guys are really enjoying this. Please leave your comments on Spotify, on YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you're viewing this. Let us know if this is making an impact with you. Let me know what's going on in your world, because beyond just talking to you guys, we want to talk with you. We want to have a dialogue. So if you've got questions, you've got things that you're challenged with, especially getting in here into 23. Some of you guys are going to be dealing with some unique challenges, and we want to be part of helping you, with the solutions to get through those challenges. All right. With that said, I want to go ahead and bring on this week's guest. I'm bringing on a gentleman who is a very good friend of mine, this guy I've connected with him on so many levels beyond business. But the funny thing is when you put yourself out there and you're a little bit vulnerable, you'll find that you'll get relationships like that. This gentleman that's joining us today is one of those relationships, all the way on the other side of the globe from me, but someone that I respect tremendously. I've got Roy Kowarski on today. Roy, what's going on, my friend? How are you?
Hey man, Ronell, I asked you the question, how long ago have we been in connection?
Yeah.
And you had two words to add, and it's so real when you have genuine, authentic relationships. And that was, you said, too long.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
Yeah.
We get so caught up, in our day-to-day worlds that months go by. But here's the thing: is you and I have a connection, and you and I have an association and relationship. It doesn't make any difference if we speak every day, or once a year, or once every second year. That doesn't falter in any way.
Isn't that the truth, though? When you have a connection with someone, like, and that's why I'm a huge proponent. Even, if you guys have not read the book, please read the book. Get the book, Shut the Hell Up and Sell. But that's one of the things I talk about in the book is alignment. Doing business with people that you've got great alignment with, right? And what I mean by that is just connecting with and building relationships with people that you vibe with. Great things happen from that. And to your point, Roy, unfortunately, we haven't spoken in a little bit, but when we do, we pick up right back off where we left off, right? It's like we were just talking. Anyway, this is your show. And so you've got such great wisdom. And so I really want to get into, first, if you could share with our audience exactly what it is that you do.
Thanks, Ronald. So I'm a branding and marketing specialist. I run a company called Out There Branding here in Sydney, Australia, even though I do a lot of work around the world. And through my experience of working with Fortune 500 companies, like Google, MasterCard, YouTube, LinkedIn, Canva, TikTok, Shopify, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, I use the experience of working with these Fortune 500 companies to assist medium-sized companies with their branding and marketing requirements. And the ideal kind of companies that I work, or that I like to work with, that I get the best results from, are companies that are scaling up. So in other words, they're at a particular level and they want to get to the next level, and companies that are rebranding. And I suppose my biggest successes come from companies that are open-minded to grow, and they're prepared to listen.
That is one of the best answers to that question that I've had, Roy. Here's why: because like a true marketer and branding professional, you articulated who you are, what you do, and who you serve. That's something that we usually miss. Like, who do we serve? Who do we really? Who do we get tremendous results for? And man, you hit that straight out the park. And that's something else that's in the book, guys. I'm sorry, but this is the Shut the Hell Up and Sell podcast. Like, You did the perfect elevator pitch. Guys, rewind that. Rewind that. You just got some serious wisdom. That is how you deliver an elevator pitch. Thank you, my friend. My first question for you, because I want to know where it began for you. So tell me, what was your first sales job? What's the first sales gig that you had?
Well, many, many years ago, I'm not going to divulge how many years ago because that's not going to be, super beneficial for anybody. Many years ago, I started selling a particular product, and it was candles in South Africa years gone by. Lighting was a major issue, and a lot of underprivileged people didn't have accessibility to electricity. So candles was a big thing.
What?
Yep.
What?
So
So, okay,
candles.
that is new for me. Candles. Like, what kind of candles? Like, because my wife, she loves these scented candles.
Yeah,
What kind of candles?
the basic long, thin candles that gave light. Nothing more. It
Wow.
was a big business.
Wow.
And
Wow. That's something that I think we take for granted,
exactly
right?
right.
Like, and yes, you guys, you were picking up the accent right. If you're wondering, he's from Sydney. Yes, he is South African. He lives in Sydney. So you were selling candles. Tell me about that. Like, so was it like a door to door
No,
sort
so
of selling you were doing?
the sales that are this is really where it started. The sales where it started was I would sell the candles to wholesalers and distributors that would then sell it to shopkeepers that have it in their shops.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yes,
Okay.
you absolutely spot on. We take for granted the fact that some people just go as they walk into a room, they go to the switch and they switch it on, and light arrives, and other people don't have accessibility to that, and so therefore the candles was a very, very huge part of people's lives.
Is that still is that still a business that people are doing? Like, I
No,
mean, because
no, no,
no, okay,
no. It's in South Africa. I mean, I'm an Australian now, but I originally come from South Africa, as you said. Um, no, it's a dead business. It's very candles has from 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 using them for lighting purposes. You correctly
yeah,
pointed out, like your missus. Now all of a sudden it's beautiful scented candles for the
yeah,
bathroom, for the house. For citronella, for it's completely moved away from the basic a need of a candle years gone by, which was to have light in the home.
yeah. Wow, wow. Hey, here, my next question for you. First, I want to congratulate you because I know that you were nominated for a very prestigious award and you won it, which is the 2022 Social Audio Person of the Year. And I know how much you've put into um, your presence and sharing and mentoring and nurturing a community via audio. So congratulations on that, my friend.
Thank you.
And and that ties into my next question for you because I know you appreciate and understand the importance of paying it forward and coaching and mentorship and especially in sales because we don't that's not something there's no formal class you can go to get that business acumen and coaching and everything that we need to be successful in sales. So I'd like to know if or rather if you would share with me someone that made an impact, someone that was an unsung hero for you that gave you coaching, mentoring, either long term, short term, but made a similar impact, like the impact that you're making in, who knows, thousands of people across the globe right now, but someone that made that impact to you, with you rather, earlier in your career. Who would you like to shout out?
Well, there are quite a lot of people that have made impacts. And I mean, this is probably very inappropriate, but you made a huge impact on me. And I mean, it's your show, so I'm not really I'm not gonna hijack it with that particular story. But you
Well,
know,
thank you for saying so, but
well, the
you've
reality
made it
is,
equally.
you remember we had this conversation about seeing the world through the eyes of a black person. And
Mm-hmm.
that was such an impactful conversation for me. It was actually a life
Mm.
changing conversation because I
Wow.
thought that I was, an enlightened white person. You showed
Mm-hmm.
me that I had never ever thought about these really important things. So you made a huge impact. But I suppose,
Thank you for saying so.
there's one person that really, that really got me thinking. His name is Dov Barron,
Mm.
and you know Dov Barron.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he did for me is that he challenged me in my thought process, and he pushed me into uncomfortable situations that I had to say, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And that is, for me, is the essence of leadership, is to
Mm.
get somebody out of their comfort zone and for them to start to think about aspects of their lives and what they can do for betterment. So he probably would have been, he was, a huge influence. And as I can say, I mean, if I was talking to somebody else in someone else's show, you would have been this person. But
Thank
I
you.
didn't want to, I didn't want this to be seen that I'm on your show and I'm shouting you out. And that's not meant in
Well,
any funny
listen,
way, but I did manage to get it in, didn't I?
you did. Well, thank you for the compliment and shout out to Dove. And I want to ask you, like, how has that impacted your? So you were challenged. Do you find yourself like doing those same sorts of things with people that work for you, with you, or that you're coaching, or?
Very much so. I actually had a conversation with somebody this week that I know pretty well, and we were talking about what do you want to be known for? And
Yeah.
she's a really really smart lady, and she said to me, I want to be known for being authentic and genuine. I
Mm-hmm.
said, that's not good enough. She
Mm-hmm.
said, what do you mean? You're offending me.
Mm.
I said, that's not what you want to be known for. That's part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to be known for is what is it that people should come to you for. And that's probably the lesson that I learned from Dov, is that when when you want to identify, um, you know, the things that people should come to you for, there has to be complete clarity as to why they should come to you and what you can do for them.
Mm.
And that to me
Mm.
is the essence of leadership and mentorship.
Ooh, I love that. Here's something I pulled from what you just said too, that I think salespeople that are listening to this can apply. There's a lot that I hear about challenging customers. I don't like that terminology because I don't like to, as a decision maker, I don't like to be challenged. But I do believe, like we talk about in the book, like one of the things I tell sellers to do is keep digging, get more, ask what else, anything more. And like that's essentially what you're talking about, and just not accepting just that first level superficial thought or answer, or digging deeper, getting getting to the heart of it, man, and helping people to unpack and uncover more. And sellers in discovery, that's super beneficial, because in discovery, people, they're going to give you a lot of times their first level superficial answer. But if you don't dig, if you don't ask for more, if you don't try to uncover more, challenge them a little bit, you're not going to get to the meat and get to what you really need to know. You'll get as as we said in the book, you'll get um, oh man, I'm forgetting the quote. I forget my own quotes. Jesus. The bottom line is, paraphrasing, you'll hear what you want to hear and not what you need to hear.
Yeah.
Boom, that's
There you
it.
go.
It just came to me.
So here's just one sort of canvas to what we're talking about. I call it peeling off the layers.
Hmm.
So what that means, well, you know exactly what it means, is that until you keep asking these questions and taking different layers off to get down to the root cause, to the meaty piece,
Mm-hmm.
you don't get there. So when somebody
Yeah.
says to you, "What about this?" and you don't say, "Well, well, well, I accept that, but what about this?" and then, "Well,
Mm-hmm.
what about that?" and let's go a little bit deeper into it. If you don't keep unpacking and uncovering these layers, you don't get anywhere. And it's no different with sales. It's absolutely no different. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Literally a week ago, we were talking in terms of, somebody said to me, tell me what is the biggest success in your business that sets you apart? And there's actually one very simple thing. It's called listening.
Mm.
And listening for what is not being said,
Mm-hmm.
listening to hear. And one thing that we should never do is listen to respond. Because when we're listening to respond, we're not listening because our
Yeah.
minds is working out what we're going to say. So therefore, how
Yep.
can you be listening?
That's so hard for salespeople. It's so hard for people in general, right? Like, the most important voice to everyone is their own. It's so we're sitting there as that person, as we're speaking to someone, sitting across the table with someone. We're just trying to process what they're saying so that we can say something back, and not really hearing, as you put it. Here's a tip for that, guys. Here's a tip for that. Um, Notes. Notes. Take every meeting, sit in there with a notebook and write. It'll accomplish a couple things. One, that person across the table from you it'll let them know that, hey, this person's taking me serious and they're actually comprehending what I'm saying, or they're taking steps to make sure they comprehend. And then it also, just the way that we learn, writing helps us to comprehend things that much more. And the last thing, you just got to, the hardest thing I think for sellers is just to divorce yourself from the outcomes of things, um, and the desire or need to be the smartest person in the room. Just get really good at asking open-ended questions and asking for more. Just like you just said, Roy. Peeling back that onion.
Yeah. And also, if I can just say, your title, "Shut the Hell Up and Sell," it says it all, really, if you think about it.
Yes.
It absolutely does. And here's another little tip. Is that you said make notes, which is absolutely vital. Here's another little tip. Repeat aspects to the person
Yeah.
when they've said it. What it does is it reinforces that you understood what they said.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tip, a sales tip.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there was one.
Fire one. Absolutely love it. All right, so now that you're in the tip mood, I got to ask you. I've got a marketing and branding specialist on here, like just a rock star in that world. So I got to ask for your practical, executable tip, direction, advice, something that someone can take away from this podcast from you, start to apply it in their business immediately and see some success. What is that tip, advice that you'd like to leave?
I have a saying that I use, and I use it on a reasonably regular basis. And this is the following. It's probably the most single most important, go to for me. Show people that you're interested in them before telling them how interesting you are.
Mm.
Show people how interested you are in them before telling them how interesting you are.
Pause. If you're listening to this, you're watching this, pause. I want you to marinate on that. That's one of those ones that you don't just let go in the ear and be like, okay, cool, that sounded cool. No, you need to think about that, because that takes intention. So I'm going to add to your advice, Roy, and I'm going to say, guys, give yourself some sort of reminder to stay or to follow that advice, whether it is, I don't know, something you put on your phone, something that you write it on your hand, I don't know, something, but you know, you have to make sure if you value that advice the way that I do, and I think it can be a game changer for you guys, you got to put something in place that reminds you to do that when you have meetings. Maybe before you get on your Zooms, you've got, you know, something that pops up on your screen. Maybe it's on your calendar, on every single one of your your meetings that you have it there. Something to remind you that, you know, they got to come first. I love that. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think that once you embrace that, and that's a very it's a very generic, and it's a very, it's a very big thing, but yet it's a very small thing. Once you embrace that, for me, I'm focused on one thing solely, and what it's called world class customer experience.
Mm-hmm.
World class customer experience, not top class, not great customer experience, world class. And if you strive for that, what you're doing is you're going back to exactly what I said. You are making people feel important. And when somebody feels important, there's a very good chance the sale will take place.
How's that doing for your business right now? That world class customer service focus. How's that translating for you?
That has absolutely transformed my business.
How about that?
Is striving for that.
Mm-hmm.
Striving. I had a meeting with my team this week for 2023 goals, and I reminded them that why we have a job, because we offer and we strive for that world class customer experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very grateful, and if I can qualify it by this, I had a phone call from Mastercard, the agency in the US. I got an email from this woman, and she said to me, "We have been referred to you through the agency that you look after in Australia, and can you help us?" And when I had the Zoom call with her, she said to me, "You come with the most incredible credentials and testimonials and referrals." She said, we're not looking to try and find somebody, anybody that can help. We want somebody that knows what they're doing, that can deliver, and is prepared to keep us in the loop. The cost of that is not important. And therein lies probably the most important aspect, is they're not coming to me to try and see if they can save a dollar or two. They're coming to me and my business because they know that I deliver. And there are two aspects. The one is competence. In other words, that I can tick the box quite easily. But the other little C that gets fitted in is the credibility. Now, she
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have come to me or this business of mine if there was no credibility in place. So if I can
Mm-hmm.
drop those two words in, it's all very well to be competent, but people deal with people that have got credibility over
Yeah.
competence, because competence is expected, credibility is earned.
Love it. Roy, where can people tap into? I mean, you're doing audio like everywhere. Where's the best way? I want people to, one, go follow you on LinkedIn, but two, like where can they check you out? Tell us about some of your shows. What's the best way to get some more of these wisdom nuggets?
Well, LinkedIn is my area that I spend most of my time in, and I've got a company page out there branding on LinkedIn. And what I do on the company page is I don't try and tell people what I can sell. I share tips and tricks, marketing tips and tricks, like we spoke about. Um, so from an audio point of view, I think that has absolutely transformed the world. And this is no different to what you're doing on your podcast. Is I'm on Clubhouse, I'm on LinkedIn audio events, and Twitter Spaces. And those three audio spaces, you know what somebody said to me? They said, when we hear you speaking in these rooms, we honestly feel as though you're talking to us only.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the power of audio. So I can be found on LinkedIn, and I can be found on the audio platforms Clubhouse, LinkedIn, and Twitter.
On Clubhouse, is there a regular show or follow, or or do they just follow you directly, or how does that work?
No, no. So I'm part of the Thought Leadership Branding Club. I'm on the leadership team, and
Okay.
I run two specific rooms. One of them
Okay.
is a Monday mindset, which is on a Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we talk
Okay.
about how important our mindset is on LinkedIn and in our businesses and personally. And then on Friday 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do another room on social selling, how to convert customers through the means of LinkedIn. So those are the
Nice.
two sort of go-tos that I do regularly.
Okay. All right, guys. So make sure that you're connecting with Roy. Make sure that you're following his content. In the show notes, we'll have links so you can make sure, so you can make those connections. But this is the sort of wisdom and experience that you're going to get, like an honesty, authenticity that you're going to get through his audio. So make sure that you follow him. Make sure you listen. I know I got to get checked in now. 4 p.m. Got it. 4 p.m. Monday. All right. Roy, this has been a blast. Thank you so much for joining. Everyone out there, wherever you're listening to us in the world, know that we appreciate your listens. I don't care how many people listen, whether we got 20 people or 20,000 people. It doesn't matter as long as we can make an impact with one. That's what it's about. And think about that in your own activities, whether it be your branding or your sales. Like, it only takes one to be successful, right? Only one, guys. All right. If you don't remember anything else, rewind and listen to it again. But then if you don't remember anything past that, remember this one thing. Shh. Say less. See you guys next week. Hey guys, it's Ronell, and I just wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of the Shut the Hell Up and Sell podcast. If you liked it, please rate us 5 stars on whichever podcasting platform you're listening to this on. And while you're at it, punch that subscribe button. That way you get notified every time we drop a brand new episode. Hey, I'd also appreciate it if you went to our website, shutthehellupandsell.com, and became a member. It's absolutely free, and you'll have the opportunity to listen to previous episodes of our podcast, check out some of our free courses, get a copy of the book, and we'll send you sales tips and motivational nuggets from time to time. Lastly, if you'd like to book me for either appearances or speaking engagements, just send an email to my team at team@shutthehellupandsell.com.